Hello and welcome to this review of On the Rocks Premium Cocktails. This is the Aviation, crafted with Larios, established 1866. Larios, imported London Dry Gin and natural flavors, colored with vegetable juice. Well, it's gray now. It's supposed to be pink, have a pink hue, but it says made with natural colors, color may fade. And as you can see, the color faded. If you look on the website, ontherrockscocktails.com, it shows it with a pink hue. And that's probably why they had it at a local store discounted for $1.99. Usually these are about $4.99 or more for the 200 milliliter bottle. I've never had Larios gin. I haven't had too many gins. I can feel there's a texture for the Larios word. On the Rocks is a company that started in 2015. Two business partners started prepackaged cocktails, and they said it started when Virgin Airlines asked them to make cocktails, and they said, well, what about pre-mixed? And they said, yeah. And then they said they started collaborating 2 years later in 2017 with Beam-Suntory, which they thought was a good idea because now they could, instead of saying made with premium bourbon whiskey, they could say made with, and name, Jim Beam or whatever the brand. Made with Larios gin, made with Suntory whiskey, and so forth. So they thought that it made it a better marketable product. And then in 2020, they sold out to Beam-Suntory. They said, I was watching a video by the guy that started the company. He said, well, it was inevitable. They sold out. All right, so Beam-Suntory.com brands Larios. And I guess this means have it on with ice. It said drink it chilled. I've never had any of the On the Rocks. I know Mathern's has a whole rack with different ones, all different flavors, cocktails. They seem to be popular, so. Can't get a grip on this cap. Finally. Wasn't that tight, but I couldn't grip it. Fingers were sliding on it. Glad I didn't have to start the video over. All right, so this is a cocktail called the Aviation. The Aviation. And as you know, I don't know anything about cocktails. There's a code, guys. I'm not about to try to figure that out. It's just a series of numbers and letters. 20% alcohol, 40 proof, but these kind of things won't go bad. But like the color did fade, so it'd have been pretty or fresh. It's just a milky gray. And if you notice with the flavored malt beverages and the spirit base, if they have no color, well, the color faded, like I said, but if they have no color, it's that gray. It's this gray thing. Now they, if you look at their website, they say we wanted to make higher quality RTDs, ready to drink cocktails. They said because most of the big brands, they didn't name names, but we know who they are. They said they use cheap material, cheap ingredients and all. So they use only pure cane sugar for sweetener, only natural color, only natural flavor, and premium spirits. Like I said, gin, rum, brandy, whiskey, vodka, etc. Nice alcohol legs dripping around. It smells tart and almost like I don't know, I was going to say coconut, but that can't be right. Anyway, if you look on the website, they give you the recipe for the Aviation, that cocktail. And most of their things are like airline based, because of their association with Virgin Airlines. Now the Larios website, they had the basic Larios. I don't know what that costs, probably $20. But then it goes up to next level, and then you get to the really expensive. So Like with all of these liquor companies, they have a base model, which is probably their most popular one, and then you can get some really extremely expensive variations or expressions of them. I'm not a cocktail drinker. You can pick up the gin, that grain alcohol, the spice from the botanicals, and there's some kind of tartness from whatever they're adding. I don't buy pre-mixed malt-based products or spirit-based RTDs generally to drink. I do them for reviews. Now, I did buy a 12-pack of Mike's Hard, but that's because I wanted to review some of the ones in there, and it was the best deal to get the 12-pack. Plus, you get the cans, which are 12 ounces. If you get the Mike's bottles, they're only 11.2. So your best bet is to always buy the 12-pack of cans. Because even the singles, the tall cans, are 23.5 ounces. So you're getting cut off a half an ounce. Medium-bodied. The finish is not lingering too long, but it's lingering enough to make it interesting. Does Beam-Suntory know liquor? Yeah, you could say that. Suntory. The only thing I have a problem, and they make the Old Grandad and Old Crow, and of course the world famous Jim Beam line, and then some blended whiskeys, Julius Kessler and Beam's 8-Star, and Courvoisier cognac brandy, which they own now. My only gripe is that we get nice products like Suntory Tokai and the Hibiki. I think they make that, but we don't get the regular Suntory, the tortoise shell. They said it's sold in Japan and Asia. Well, bring it to the United States. That's the famous one from 1937. Yes, we would buy it. I would. It's pleasant. Wish it was still that pink, but that's. I saw it in a discount basket for $1.99. I said, not much risk there. There is no risk, really. So, but I give it a high score. I think they did a good job. You could take exception to the buyout. They should have never sold out. But it's easier for you to say that or for me to say that. But if somebody's offering you so much cash for a concept you engineered and developed, it's hard to turn that down. Look at Larry Bell. He sold Bell's Brewing because he said, no one in his family had any interest in taking it over. He said he was getting older. He was ready to retire. He'd been doing the business for decades. And thirdly, a foreign company came in and offered him an exorbitant amount of money, and he said that's it. He said he had no regrets. He's basically saying, if that's a problem for you, then tough. I mean, I'm not gonna run this till I'm 100 years old, you know. So anyway, I'll give this A, 93. You said that's your default score for A. It's sort of a safe score because on an initial taste, when you know it's really high quality, you're not sure. I mean, like Hetty Topper. Yeah, I knew that was a 98. Yeah. Okay, so but some of them you say it's not just A minus. I'm not sure about how far into the A it is. I need to drink 2, 3, 4, 5 more, but you know you're never going to get to it. So, but I think it's around a 93. I think it's a most excellent product. He said one more thing. He said when this scamdemic started in 2020, March of 2020, he said he was really scared because all their money was in traveling. The airlines would buy the little 50 milliliter bottles, which this originally only came in 50 milliliters, the airline bottles. He says it's going to kill our business. No one's going to be flying or on the train where they will also sell them. He said, we're finished, you know. But he said their distributors were saying, no, people are going to be buying this for their house, for their apartment, and they're going to take it home and drink it. So he said some like retail distributor, wholesale, but distributor retail approached him and said, hey, you need to make this available in liquor stores or in, like Louisiana, grocery stores, and they can buy it off the shelf and it's going to sell. He said, so that just, it blew up. He said their business blew up then, because a lot of people were probably depressed, sitting at home, being all locked down like slaves, and a little bit of drinking, I guess, is fine, but you know, maybe that led to a lot of problems. But he said it really helped the business, which he thought it was going to kill the business. So it says that was sort of amazing. But you go look at those videos on the website. I'm gonna post it on the Rocks website. Will I try any more of these? I might, if they're on a discount. I'm not gonna pay $4.99 for a bottle, but I'm just not that much into a ready-to-drink cocktail person. But they got YouTube channels that only deal with those products, only, and they got a handle on it. I mean, that's all they deal with, all they discuss. So they know what's good and what's bad. So Les Le Bon Temps Relais, a most excellent product from now Beam-Suntory, and we're going to end this review by saying y'all go to Louisville, Kentucky, and go visit them at their corporate headquarters. That's because you're probably not going to see this on a tour. Oh, I think it's in Chicago or something, like the headquarters. So go look at the office, watch them have business meetings. Thank you.